This lecture is the right eye of Heru. It's about how to challenge your right emotional brain in order to unstock you from your pain. I'll show you how this is done. These are two triangles. The smaller one obviously points up to the stars, and the bigger one shows darkness. Soon you're going to see the senses that are epitomatic of the eye of Heru appear. Now all the senses are associated with darkness, not with the light. Why? Well, this is one way to explain to you how you can begin to control your emotions, your emotional instabilities, by referencing your senses to the dark side of you. The association with light, the bright side of you, is the reason for your emotional turmoil. As you can see, light is easily scattered, and so is your emotions. Your emotions are scattered. So to bring them to control, you need to go back to darkness, where everything is in order. Take a look at the eye of Heru again. You see the symbols there. One representing the nostrils, it is red. Two represents the eye, it is an oblong shape like a circle. Three represents thought, like a wave. Four represents sound, like a projected triangle in some form. Five represents your tongue for taste, and six represents touch. Now, there is something very, very unique about these senses, which is that all the senses are supposed to link you to your environment. And if you didn't have the understanding that by being connected to your environment, you may experience certain problems, that is, if you do not have patience, which means that you will not have control, this will affect you neurologically. The essence of this lesson here is to make you realize that you can always connect your senses not just to light. Light is what shines your environment, and because of that, the light can create illusions for you, and these illusions will in turn affect your ability to function normally. In effect, light will block your left brain from implementing the wisdom that you deserve to make the right judgments. Rather, light will connect you always to your right brain, which is your emotional brain, and by doing so, you become extremely limited. The essence of this lecture here is to let you know that there are ways you can take each sensory organ and connect it with another organ, so that your limitations to light will no longer be there, because there is always that desire for you to cross boundaries. You see, you always cross a boundary when you go from your sense of smell to your sense of hearing. That boundary there is your thought, your thinking. Again, you cross a boundary when you go from your sense of touch to your sense of taste. That boundary is your thought process, which is number 3. I want you to know this, and I have lessons that you can learn to improve you. Crossing the boundary is always a challenge for most people. Why is it? Because of the comfort zone. People are very comfortable. They develop a very comfortable way of looking at themselves and not looking at their problems. Take, for instance, a person who is an addict. they are addicted to drugs, alcohol. They know the pain that they receive from the addiction, but they will never quit. Why? Because they will not cross the boundary of safety. So they become subjective and they don't see the bigger picture. A person in a bad, unsatisfying relationship, they are not fulfilled, they still get stuck in it because it's too difficult to cross the boundary. A person who is suffering from some kind of a physiological problem due to eating certain types of foods, bad food, the person will not quit eating the bad food, and they'll continue to see the pain grow and run to their doctors and go through operations, cut an organ off of their body or put them under cancer therapy. They still won't quit. A smoker does the same thing. He'll get his lung taken out and he'll still keep smoking. Alcoholic will have his liver all damaged, go look for a new liver and still get stuck on his alcohol. Crossing the boundary is easy. I'll show you how. I'm Professor Momo, the Dogon University of Thought. Call me and I'll talk to you and I'll guide you. Thank you. Enjoy the lesson. Listen to this lecture over and over. I know you have many questions and I'm prepared to answer your questions. Nama, Professor Momo, Dogon High Priest.